All right, so first of all, thank you. I love the paper, minimum wage. I have not read all the way through it yet, but this exercise that we're gonna do today is one that is super important for any writer. And one thing that a lot of people really have a hard time with is once you put your heart and your soul into doing all the research and like all the thinking and all the putting the words down on the paper, this thing becomes something that you love. And so when you turn it into someone else and it comes back like with like looking like it's bleeding, you know, that is hurtful, right? So you can help yourself out by doing the self-editing process. But before we get into that, I'm just gonna say that as somebody who, my prior life before I was a teacher, I was a writer and an editor and I worked for a newspaper. And one of the most important parts of the writing process, and something that everybody has to understand, is that every single person has an editor. Every writer in the world, like all of the writers on the planet, from J.R. Tolkien, who wrote Lord of the Rings, this thing did not start off this book. Somebody sat down and read it and went back to Tolkien, who is considered one of the masters of all time, and said, dude, you gotta fix this, right? So you can't be too in love with your own writing because, for one thing, it's a first draft. So before it ever gets to that spot where you're gonna have a teacher or somebody else looking at it, what you wanna do is start looking at it yourself. So that is going to be like editing, right? So one of my favorite like guilty pleasure writers of all time is Stephen King. He says the scariest moment is just before you start. 100% agree with that, whether you start to write or whether you start to edit. So, again, wicked writing skills. Always feel like a little graphic is more fun. During the day, I won't believe in ghosts. At night, I'm a little more open-minded. I put this in here just because I like alliteration and wicked writing skills. I like it, but also it's a great pick. So revising essays. Do you need a highlighter?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, I will give you a highlighter. I'm gonna give you a pen too. So the first thing that I'm gonna have you do here is draw a squiggly line under your thesis statement in that first paragraph. And remember, that's gonna be your main idea, your guiding statement for your whole paper. Now, take your highlighter and go down through the whole essay. Highlight the first word of every sentence. And not just the first word of every paragraph, but of every single sentence throughout the essay. Jasper, I love that this is taking you a minute because
Sorry.
I'm not kidding. No, I love this because I kid you not, I have had classes where people were like, cheat, oh, done. So clearly there weren't a whole lot of sentences.
I think that's it.
Awesome. Now, and this may be very short, because I know that you are somebody who takes a lot of pride in your research writing, but scan through and put a circle around every time that you have the word I or the word you anywhere in this paper. Good deal. All right, now let's go back through and underline the first sentence in every paragraph. So that's your topic sentence, right? Thesis statement, last sentence in the first paragraph, topic sentence, first sentence in every other paragraph. Okay. Now, look at those sentences that you just underlined them and think about what a topic sentence is. If they are not topic sentences,